Good evening, Mel.
Good evening.
Mel, can we step back to last Saturday and enjoy that result just a little bit more before we look forward? We defended well, I thought, and I'd have been pleased to go into the break at 0-0, but a great time for Donnell to score the opener.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always good to score a goal just before half-time, or even the last minute of the game. But I think that the reality is scoring a goal at any time alters the game, and that's when you concede or when you score. And so just before half-time was a good time to score. People say it makes a big difference. I don't think it makes a massive difference. It probably changes the team that concedes more than it did me. I had my plan, I knew what I was doing to start the second half. We had a little bit of illness in the camp, so particularly young Bradley was not going to last more than 10-15 minutes into the second half. So I knew I was going to change shape. Went through with the players at half-time, which is what I would have done anyway, and then just reminded them how many times we've been 1-0 down at half-time and then come out and got a positive result in the second half. So just reminded them that, you know, the boots on the other foot.
You touched on my next part of that question. Did it change your half-time team talk at all? And again, in this match, as with other recent matches, you were confident to change the formation, and it paid dividends. You must be pleased with how quickly the team settled into that change and everybody knows their roles.
Yeah, well, we work on it. I think that when you start games, sometimes I get the tactics wrong, sometimes I get the selection wrong, and I need to adapt quickly. Sometimes I get it right, we score or whatever, and the opposition change, so we need to change and adapt. And on Saturday, they started suddenly hitting diagonals on us, which I thought they would, hence why I'd sort of pre-planned to go to a 5 at the back. And we went to a 5 at the back, and we sort of dealt with it relatively well. So the team do respond very, very well to change shape. It doesn't change a great deal. There's just the small details that we need to nail down, which we do in training quite frequently. But yeah, the lads have responded really, really well to change shapes, because it is something that, you know, I say that the opposition are allowed to do things to make it difficult for you. That's what they're allowed to do. And when they do that, you've got to respond. And we have the ability to respond. And
it must be pleasing. It was Kenny's 5th goal in 5 games. Vass extended his total to 13 league goals, and Donnell getting the opener. All of your attacking selections scoring must be a source of satisfaction for you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's great to see them all score goals. I mean, strikers and forward players. I'm not one that judges a player on the goals output he scores. That's never been a big thing for me. It's about the team scoring goals, not an individual. An individual, as long as it has an impact on the game and affects the opposition, I don't mind who scores. But of course, from their own personal point of views, forwards and strikers like to score goals. So for their confidence, I think it did the world of good. Donnell's been injured recently, worked his way back, and I thought he had a great game playing up front, causing all sorts of problems with his pace, and well deserved the goal. It was a great goal. Kenny has been Kenny. When he works hard, he both forward in defending and attacking, gets himself in the box. We've tried to get him in the middle of the goal more often. We're trying to get him in the box more often, because he's such a hard worker. He wants to go running around all over the place. So when we've got the ball and we're attacking, we've tried to put him in between the posts, and I think that's had an effect. Vass has been great for us. I mean, Vass went to left wing back on Saturday and did a wonderful job for us. I trust him. Basically, probably not in goals. It's probably the only position I wouldn't trust him to put him in goals. But anywhere else, I'd play him. And
he seems to read a game so well. The number of times he's covering his fullback.
He's just a good footballer. He's got a footballer brain, and he's a good footballer. So, yeah, he's been great. So, yeah, to see them all 3 score, yeah, wonderful.
We've got a break now from the Tuesday matches until we know our opponents in the Hearts Senior Cup. So with 2 sessions a week with the squad, does this give you the opportunity to introduce new ideas, or is it all about practicing and polishing what we already do well?
Well, in all fairness, I haven't had many Tuesday, Thursday sessions since I've been here. It's been very, very limited due to the amount of games we've had. So it's nice to get on there. It's really more about just nailing down all the bits and pieces, not introducing anything too new. You know, we've got 10 games to go. We're still in a relegation battle. We still need to get points on the board. So it's about Tuesdays is about working the players hard and on their techniques, but working them hard. Thursday's about match prep, about what we're going to do, how we're going to play, team selection, set pieces for the Saturday. So nothing really changes. The biggest difference for me is I can rest players on a Tuesday if they need to, but I can do individual work with them as well. So it's been good. The last 2 weeks have been very, very good, and we'll see how we go on Saturday.
And Nathaniel's been warming up with the team on match days. How far away is he from competitive football?
It's his fitness. So in terms of, he could go on the pitch now and probably do 5-10 minutes if he had to. But that's obviously, you can't put someone on the bench, you can only do that because if someone gets injured early on, you can't use it. So the reality is he's got to get his fitness up. So I would say he's probably a couple of weeks away from getting himself to fitness level. Now, obviously from my point of view, Tuesdays I'm working in very, very hard to help his fitness. And then hopefully he's doing the same work and doing more work away from here, because really that will determine how quick he comes back, how much he does in his own personal work. I know on a Tuesday and Thursday he works with us, and then he works with Elliot, and Elliot's doing a great job trying to get him fit. And so long as he's doing his own work as well, you know, he should be back hopefully in a couple of weeks. We'll
look forward to that. Everybody good in the rest of the squad, or is Elliot busy?
Well, we haven't got any real injuries. We've got bumps and bruises. We've got a little bit of illness in the camp at the moment, so there's 1 or 2 players not in tonight. So we'll see how they are going into Saturday. So we've got a little bit of illness, not so much injuries, but we do have a little bit of illness at the moment.
And you mentioned 10 games to go. We're at the business end of the season now, where things start to get decided. Are you expecting to make any additions or changes to the squad?
We're always looking for good players, you know, always looking for good players and good value for money players. So if a good value for money player becomes available, then yes, there may be some coming in. Obviously, I've got some players playing very, very well, and I dread that message from you or from Nigel to say basically someone's coming and put 7 days in, but I'm expecting that, because I've got some very, very good players who are performing exceptionally well at the moment. So who knows? Who knows is a question. Now, the one thing I've learned, and I've said in many interviews, and I've had to get used to, is the fluidity of squads and players. At the moment, I'd like to take the squad as it is through, but if I do get the chance of a very, very good player and is affordable, I will go for it. And I'm hoping that none of my boys particularly want to leave at this moment in time.
I shouldn't have thought so.
We'll see. We'll see.
Chatham on Saturday, Mel. A team many thought would be contenders this season. They seem to have lost their way just a bit just recently. Should we read too much into that?
Well, I mean, I watched them. I watched 3 of their matches since Sunday, and they play some good football. They play some very, very good football. I would certainly say, looking at their stats, they get more shots on target than the opposition, they get more shots than the opposition, they have more possession than the opposition. They're just not converting, so they're a good team. And it happens sometimes, you get momentum going against you and it's difficult to get it back. So it'll be a tough game. They're a good team, good players, good team from what I've seen.
They've still got a formidable lineup available to them from what I've seen.
Oh yeah, I mean, Frank Sears is a great player, wonderful footballer. So they've got a very, very good team, they've got very good players, they're playing some good stuff, and at the moment they're just not getting the rub of the green, that's how it looks. So we just keep our fingers crossed that they don't get it on Saturday.
And it's a 3G surface now down at Chatham. Without training taking place on 3G, the boys should be quite at home on it and look forward to getting their passing game going.
I think you'll find that 3G is like a grass pitch. There's good ones and bad ones. What I've seen on the video, the ball bounces as it rolls on this one, so I'm not so sure how good it is, I'm not sure how bad it is, but ultimately 3G is so different wherever you go. You get really, really good ones, you get really, really bad ones. So we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't know what the service will be like till I get there. I know it's 3G. It might be a good 3G, it might not be a good 3G, and then we'll take a decision on how we play from there.
We'll let you go on our 3G and plot their downfall then, Mel.
Thanks very much indeed. Thanks
for your time.
Thanks.
Cheers.